Alright. That's scary. Jump in on some quick play. Oh god. I wasn't expecting that when I dropped out of the menu there. Right. This is a good time to play this game on this difficulty, I think, because I think a lot of people are like leveling and figuring out alts and new characters and testing builds and all of that. So it was interesting. I'm glad I'm the only O.G.R.Y.N. Makes me feel better about myself. Makes me feel valued, which is definitely something that keeps me going, because I have been struggling here lately. Oh baby. Ugh. For presents. Excuse me, sir. Think oh, I only carry one? I think I don't know what I think anymore. Alright, I'm being bad. I need to stick with my homies. Getting distracted by shiny things and being shot at. So let me stick with you, Master McCarthy. It's taken me a long time to realize, but I've been playing video games completely wrong for the last, like, I don't even know, probably like 5 years. Been playing games like because I felt like I had to, or like I was a part of my like identity or something, when in reality I should be playing them to escape, because that's what I did as a kid. I think that's why I grew like so fond of them. I used to go to school, and like as soon, or even before I got to school, but oh, Jesus. Before I would even get to school, I'd be like walking to school, and I'd be like, I can't wait to go home. I just want to go home. So my whole goal was to just get home as soon as possible every day in school. And oftentimes I would just be thinking about like the game I just got, or I rented, or I wanted to try to rent if it was like the weekend, because back in the day, you used to be able to rent games. In a lot of places, like, you could rent them for one day. It was like, I don't know, we'll say like $2 to $5 to rent a game for a day. And I had a place that was pretty close to my house. It was called Couch Potato. And it was like a rental place, and they had some games, but their game selection was pretty mid throughout. But there were other places around me that had a little bit better selection, but they were a little further away, so it was harder to like get my mom to take me there. Especially when I had the conveniently located Couch Potato. But so the play was, if you were big brain, you would rent a game on like Friday or Saturday, depending on the place that you're renting it from and their policy. Like I said, a lot of places were like 1 day rental, but if you rented it over like the weekend or something, wasn't paying attention at all. You rented that over the weekend and you got it for like an extra day or two. So that was like big brain. The problem is it wasn't very big brain because literally everybody knew that. So like, I guess if it's just common knowledge, it's not very big brain. It's just like normal brain. But you know what? Normal brain can be hard to do, so. And it makes me feel cooler to say that it was big brain. But some other places it would be like 3 days or whatever. And I want to say there were even some places where depending on how much you paid, it kind of like dictated how much you would like keep, or how long you would rent the game for. But I would go to school and I'd think about like the game I just rented or that I wanted to rent again, because a lot of times you would just like go, you'd look and see if there was anything new, because it wasn't like highly advertised like it is today. So like, unless you were looking in a magazine, or sometimes there'd be like a commercial, but probably not. So unless you were just like constantly checking, you had no idea what was coming out for the most part. So I'm trying to tell a story. So you would just go, you'd look and see what there was. Probably go based purely off of the box art. Like, oh, this looks cool. Then you rent it and you're like, actually, this game sucks. Or perhaps not, you would rent something that you've rented 50 times before, and at that point, you probably should just like save your money and buy it, because then. But like that, you never wanted to waste a trip, so like you always had to rent something. And my mom would be like, you don't have to rent anything if you can't find anything, but you can't be here all day looking at the same 7 games. And I'm like, I don't know what I want. It'd be the same thing when I'd go to the store and get like, I'd have $5 and they'd be like, you can pick one toy, because toys used to cost $5. And I'd look at the same like 4 Dragon Ball Z figures and try to figure out which one I wanted. While my mom went and did the entire shopping trip and circled back around and was like, are you ready yet? And I'd be like, no, I can't decide. And then I'd inevitably buy like Vegeta, even though I had like 7 Vegetas already. But it'd be like, oh, but this Vegeta looks different. And my mom and I would be like, don't, you already have that character. And I'd be like, no, Mom, this is Goku Super Saiyan 2. I already have Vegeta Super Saiyan 1. There's a difference. Duh. Like, okay. Bro. But so like I'd go, I'd look, probably rent the same thing I've rented 50 times. Or I'd rent something new, and then that's a crapshoot. But if you rented something, you like had to play it, even if it sucked. So you like force yourself to play whatever because you didn't want to waste your rental. Especially if you hit the weekend rental, man. You were stuck. And if you rented a game and played it for 10 minutes and were like, this game's ass, guess what? You rented it. So like you could take it back early, but it's not like they'd give you your money back or something. They're just like, sorry. From school, I'd just be like, man, I can't wait to go home and play God of War or whatever the hell. And okay, I kind of expected him to run into that, like, piece of the environment, but I guess shame on me for that. I can't go through it, but he can. So, like, I was always so... I don't know. I always had so much stuff going on in my house. So playing games was like the biggest escape in the world, as it was and is for many other people. But I've lost sight of that. And thinking about it in the past and how important that stuff was to me, like, I've spent probably the majority of my life being unhappy with my life in some way, shape, or form, which again, I'm sure many people do and have, or maybe I'm just like an ungrateful turd or something. And I take everything for granted. I don't know. It's completely possible. But so, like, I was so desperate to live another life, especially when I was younger. Because the house that I lived in, and it's no fault of anybody. Everybody that I lived with and around was just trying to do their best and survive. But it was just chaos in my house. Everybody was always just drunk and being obnoxious. So I'm like 9 years old around like unlimited drunk people, the majority of which I don't even know because they're like a friend of my sister's or a friend of a friend or whatever. Just had the party house. So like playing, trying to think which, like, what game, like, I don't know. Sunset Riders or something on repeat. Because it was easy to just, like, play, and I got, like, good at it because I played it all the time. Or even, I remember, like, playing a lot of Final Fantasy VII. Like every other kid ever. Or, like I said, God of War. Oh, Def Jam. Fight for New York. I played that, like, incessantly. In fact, I need to play that more. I feel like bad when I don't play it. It's a great game, but like it's such an important game to me as well. I'm gonna throw this grenade. Well, that actually did get him out of, okay. I don't appreciate that. Here. Oh, bonk. Oh, you're not dead, man. Why is nobody picking this person up? They're gonna fall and die. Please? Okay.
Rest in his grace, Guardian.
What? What happened to them?
It's an ambush.
Did they go down and I like didn't see? I don't. Okay. Was I just really not paying attention? I mean, that's entirely possible, I'll be honest. Visiting your O.G.R.Y.N. and they're not even helpful. That's what you get though. Like, I never claimed to be smart or good, okay? I'm sorry, I failed you. Master Puss McCarthy, or Puss, I don't know how you pronounce your beautiful name. Bro. Where are you guys? I don't know. Okay, I'm moving forward. Getting lost and confused. Over here, Bonehead. I'm just rolling Bonehead repeatedly over here. So just playing games though let me like escape and like not worry about stuff for a while. Instead, practice that I have employed as of late, I've come to realize, is playing to play. And while I'm not like purging or like okay, so first disclaimer, compartmentalization isn't like the greatest mental health practice. Okay, but you know, everything in moderation or something like that. I think Mark Twain said that. I don't know. So like, it can be handy. Compartmentalize a little bit of some of my struggles and just focus on something different. I think that's like a good brain exercise in general as well. So, I haven't been doing that, and I need to get back to doing that. And for me, I'm such a, like, it's weird. I hate it, but it is the case. I am a massive creature of habit and, like, structure. But I also simultaneously don't want to take any steps to give myself any structure or habit. So it's, like, impossible. Like, how can I expect any good habits, or bad habits, I suppose, but how can I expect any of that or any structure if I don't implement it myself outside of joining the military, which is I honestly think is where it well, it probably started before that, like in some deep-rooted, trauma-ridden, you know, thing that happened to me that I don't remember or don't realize is connected, but the military definitely, it kind of like validated the power of that for myself. And I think because it, for me, the beauty of the military was that I wasn't given a choice, so I just had to like get with the program, quite literally. But I think that's bled off into like later parts of my life. Like when I was going to the gym in a very regimented fashion, like it was a lot easier to do the day-to-day. I knew what I needed to do, what I was gonna do at least for some of the day, and then the rest was kind of whatever. And then I would like play some video games or something if I was inevitably feeling depressed, or feeling anxious, or just having a tough time, feeling suicidal or something, like things that are slowly becoming less taboo. But I've just been doing it to do it, or because it's what I did. So like, while I guess that's still like a habit or a ritual or just like part of some structure, if I don't have like a purpose or a reason, or it's like destructive for me. buying games just to buy games that I don't even know if I'm gonna like or play. I play for 10 minutes, you know. Mine and a million other people's Steam library is like proof of this concept. For sure. There's so many games in my Steam library that were like $2 that I'll never play, or I've played once, or I've played in the past. Like, for example, I just got a notification today. It's like, oh, Sleeping Dogs. Great game. Sleeping Dogs is on sale for $3 on Steam. Is that worth it? Like 1,000,000,000,000%. Do I need it? 1,000,000,000,000%. Will I play it? Maybe. But also probably not. Not because it's like a bad game, but because I've played it before and I just... God, where are you? I'm so scared. Get out of my way. Well, there goes my friends, so thanks for that. Excuse me. Oh. Why are you going out there? I mean, you know what? I shouldn't do that. I can't. I shouldn't judge. Damn, I really thought you was getting launched into orbit there. Pretty tight that you didn't, though. But I gotta get back to, like, my roots. I gotta get back to, like, extracting as much as I can from what I'm doing. Playing a game. Why not let it work for me instead of like working against it, or like, oh, this game sucks, I don't know what I'm just playing it to play it with my friends, or which, you know, these things are fine. I'm not like riffing on it by any means, but I really think that I've just, yeah, been doing it so backwards and so wrong.
Rises no more. Mercy comes for you.
So like, I've probably finished like no thoughts here, right? Like, I've drawn no conclusions. I've made no valid points. I've expressed no like.
The hound is dead.
Oh no, mental health strategy in any way, shape, or form. I've just rambled and gotten distracted by various flashing lights. GG's. But it's all thanks to a visit with my O.G.R.Y.N. Get off my screen, bro. Tooth is able to show me the light. I have no idea what I'm doing in life, and I've like taken, especially lately, taken on so much like random and various and arguably stupid responsibility that I'm like ill-equipped for. I gotta take it where I can. And I think regularly visiting my O.G.R.Y.N. here, very professional. Highly scholared doctorate type here. I think my regular visits, if I let it, right? If I let it work for me, will work for me. It works if you work it is a Teddy Roosevelt quote.
I'm certain I can improve your armament.
And I believe he was referencing like when you flip up pancakes in a skillet, if you let science and momentum Keiko in physics, you know? You can like successfully flip pancake. I believe that's what they're reference, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not the doctor here. Gained a lot from this visit.